We are near.
Kevin, thanks very much.
Sure is. Thanks, DA. Now let's take a look at the Nuggets opening lineup. The backcourt is Murray and Harris. Porter is out there with Will Barton. And it's Jokic in at the 5, patrolling the paint. And for Phoenix, Bridges out there with Ayton. Then there's Devin Booker. Then it's Mr. Perfect. And it's Paul in at point guard. Now the outcome tonight, Greg, could come down to the big men up front.
You know, versatility will be key. The front court that can be physical but also pass it, stretch the floor will likely be the victor.
Now here's Murray after the miss from Mr. Perfect. Barton, no luck. Here's Ayton. Yep, it counts.
You got to try to get Ayton out farther away. When you don't, this is what's going to happen. He's just too big and just too good.
Barton outside. Pass to Jokic. Back to Barton from downtown. Barton missing again. Here's Mr. Perfect. He's covered by Murray. And they pick up 2.
Chris Paul came into the league playing unselfish, continues to do so. What a dime.
On offense, here are the Nuggets. 4-point game. Barton wide open. He fires. Barton missing again. The Suns have gone 2 of 3 here to start out the game. Booker the pass to Ayton. Here's Mr. Perfect. And it's sent back by Jokic.
Yeah, you like when Jokic is this active on the defensive end. More blocks, please.
And finished off by Porter.
And guys, he's not an easy man to stop when he's got the rim in his sights.
Never has been, never will be. He is a determined finisher. Count it. Mr. Perfect's got his second basket of the night.
How about the head of steam he's able to generate right there and just gets to the rack really easy.
Well, we know, Greg, that Jokic is such a unique talent at that center position. Young player, already top 10 in career triple-doubles.
How about the most triple-doubles ever by a foreign player? You think of the great skilled European big men. Jokic, arguably the most skilled of them all.
One thing about Porter Jr. you talk about is consistency, and that is just not on the floor. It's about his health and availability to his team so he can show off the multi-talented game he does have.
Nice work to get it inside and draw the contact.
The Suns shooting their first free throw. First trip to the line in this one. The Nuggets have gone just 1 of 4 to get this game started. Harris kicks to Murray. There's the dish to Barton. Good, and the assist goes to Murray.
Like that from Murray right there. When he's passing it like this, it can make him so much better and so much more open.
Bridges misses.
We'll have a hard time shaking that one off. Perfect position, plenty of space. Just clank it.
They get it back. Jokic with the bucket. And that'll tie this game up.
And he's got such a great touch and feel around the basket. He made that reverse look easy.
Kicks it to Ayton. From down in the low post, it goes. Ayton's got his second bucket.
Ayton pouring a foundation there on the inside, just living in the paint.
Murray against Paul. Murray the pass to Jokic, and he uses the glass on the layup.
Uncovered at the rim, finding cracks in the defense here early on.
Really smart basketball and exploiting whatever holes that he's seeing right now in the defensive squad.
The Suns have been perfect at the line so far, albeit just 2 for 2. And the first one at the line is good. Phoenix making some changes. Sharch checked in for Bridges. And it's Patrick Beverley in for Paul. The Nuggets also changing it up. Paul Millsap is checked in for Will Barton. And Morris subbed in for Harris. Now, here is Morris. He had 15 points last outing. Here's Jokic. That's in, and he's now 3 for 3 and looking sharp.
Yeah, Jokic did a nice job positioning himself down in the paint. Usually he's at the top of the key, but this time knew where he wanted to get the ball. shot it on the inside and scored.
Mr. Perfect with the putback. Sharge on the follow.
Always better to be lucky than good when it comes to offensive rebound. And unless you're as good as he is, then those tip-ins are all about skill.
Now here's Murray. He's coming off a 19-point game against Utah.
His passing, another high point in that game. He made sure it wasn't all about him. He wanted to get his teammates involved.
Yeah, that's the third bucket in a row from the paint. This defense needs to clog those lanes in the middle.
And that one's good, Ayton.
Yeah, Ayton just swallowing up the defender there and then completes the play.
Beverly against Murray. His second shot goes in, off to a good start, 2 for 2.
Punch, counter punch. Impressive offensive production early on.
Who's going to miss first? Every time one team scores, the other team right back at you.
They get it back, and that one clearly a foul. Gets the whistle, and 2 shots coming up. It goes on Devin Booker.
Well, I not only like the...
On the free agent race last year, for your money, Greg, who would you have rather taken? Kawhi and PG, Kevin Durant and Kyrie?
Oof. Well,
Wow.
I tell you what, it's a tough call. You know,
That
Kawhi's
is.
got a couple finals MVPs. KD's got a couple. Kyrie's got a ring. It's a tough call. I mean, PG is more than capable, man. I think it's a toss-up, partner.
I agree. Yeah, I'm going to agree with you. So on the floor for Denver, filling out the wings, Harris and Barton. And it's Nikola Jokic. And it's Dozier in at the 4-man position. Let's go now to the sideline and catch up with David Aldridge.
Hi, Kevin. Well, Mr. Perfect in the last outing against the Rockets lit up the floor. He had 35 points, and his passing was just incredible. He piled up an impressive number of assists. Very solid stat line for him in what was a terrific outing. You know he wants to keep the momentum going, Kevin.
Excellent, David. Thank you. Greg, how impressive was it watching him completely take over?
Unstoppable. They won that game because of his effort and just his overall relentlessness.
Yeah, going up against a team that had no answer for him. We'll see if it plays out the exact same way here tonight.
And for those of you just joining us, we're almost 2.5 minutes into the second quarter. Guys are looking for a spark here.
Yeah, a cold stretch offensively, for sure.
2 free throws coming up, and they call the shooting foul.
Think about the 40th pick back in 2012. Will Barton languished on the bench in Portland for his first 2 seasons, actually 2.5. And then that trade to Denver, boy, that jump-started everything.
Andre Ayton's checked in for the Suns. Booker comes in for Johnson. And Denver also making a switch. Porter's checked in. Here's Mr. Perfect. Barton defending. No good for Mr. Perfect. And with the Nuggets, Barton becoming an immediate contributor. And Brent, in recent seasons, their starter at the small forward.
Yeah, he's an interesting player. He's a slender and slightly built player, but excellent at getting out there and rebounding, a tremendous runner at the wing position to play in transition. And that wingspan certainly helps out in a lot of plays, both offensively and defensively.
I mean, maybe could have tried for a more memorable dunk than that one.
And we know he's capable of those memorable ones. Here's Jokic, and he gets the whistle. 2 free throws coming up. That one on Ayton.
6'10", 250 pounds. That's a big man out there, and he uses his size to draw the contact there. Nice job by Jokic.
And Jokic carrying that standard for a superstar big man. For your money, though, Bones, is he the best true center in the game?
I don't think he's a true center in the sense, GA, that you can't really go down to the post and have him create his own offense by scoring the basketball. Of course, he's going to create plays for his teammates. I still think AD holds that title right now.
Jokic finds Barton. Back to Jokic. Good ball movement here by the Nuggets. Offensive rebound. Barton passes to Porter. The kick out to Barton. The third shot of the possession finally falls for him.
Porter Jr. moving the ball well. Nice to have a wing player help to be a facilitator.
Timeout called. The Suns, they came away with the victory in their last meeting, which, by the way, was also in this building.
And they did win that last game in this matchup, and it seemed they got the benefit of the whistle.
And the Nuggets making a change here. Murray's checked in. Here's Mr. Perfect. Barton defending. Here's Paul. His first attempt of the game finds the target.
Moving it around, 8 of their last 10 coming off assists.
Barton outside. Murray against Paul. And the pass to Barton. Excellent D there from Mr. Perfect.
Maybe a time to rest him right now. Just give him a bit of a breather. Try to help him get back on track.
And running with a full head of steam, but completely under control.
Yeah, you think he's comfortable at that speed. He's done it so many times before. Just an absolute blur in transition, and that helps get the rhythm going.
Pass to Jokic. The kick out to Barton. Barton missing again.
Well, his shots aren't dropping. They haven't been able to keep pace, but they trust him enough to keep going to him, see if he can find it.
And just tacks a few more points onto their lead with the tomahawk.
That's bringing it down hard. Passes to Jokic. Back to Murray. A minute 42 left here in the second. Barton outside. Barton missing again.
And it's another just bad decision on a night full of those. His shot selection tonight has been questionable at best.
Offensively, defensively, they are in total control.
Yeah, the other team a bit concerned here. They're trailing, and the lead seems to be growing.
Denver calls timeout.
Well, DeAndre Ayton is a walking double-double. This guy has a huge physical advantage on the nights that he's playing other bigs, whether that's by his size or his ability to run the floor. And if he comes out with an aggressive mentality, he could really punish some teams throughout the course of a regular season.
Catching up on the changes for Phoenix. Sharch has checked in for Mikal Bridges. And it's Patrick Beverley in for Chris Paul. 6 to shoot. Murray, good.
Murray fearless on that drive right there, not worried at all about the contact.
And some think that Ayton has a chance to be in a class with some of the great big men we've seen, be it Ewing or Robinson, Hakeem. I mean, those are very lofty standards. Brent, how does he get there?
It's a great question. I think when you talk about it, Kevin, you got to look at the defensive end. And those names that you just mentioned on a nightly basis were a force behind anybody on the perimeter. When they came into that house, it was defended. If Ayton gets there, he's got a big opportunity.
Here's Porter, and there's the whistle on the shot. Took the foul, shot misses. He'll be shooting 2. And there's the foul against Phoenix. And so it's Phoenix sitting with the... And with the second half upon us, we'll find out if this game becomes the route that it's threatening to be. DeAndre Ayton has been sensational.
Really impressed with the shot selection through the first half, just taking what he can get from the defense.
Yeah, I'm thinking back to the first half and wondering, did he take a low percentage shot? Everything efficient.
Our second half of basketball, and presented by Gatorade. Let's see who's all fueled up and on the floor to start the third. Setting the floor for the Suns. Devin Booker out there with Paul. Then it's Mr. Perfect. Then it's Bridges. And it's Ayton in at the center, locking down the middle. No doubt, Greg, you are known being a gritty, in-your-face defender. And when you think of the most hard-nosed point guards in the NBA today, who comes to mind?
For me, I think Chris Paul, I go first because this guy, one, he's a phenomenal two-way player. He'll do whatever it takes to win, even if that means pushing the envelope a little bit. Pat Beverley is another guy, just a flat-out bulldog. Marcus Smart, I think, falls into that category. Again, it's not always about being the most talented, but if you bring an edge about you that really permeates throughout your team. So those are some guys. Drew Holiday is another guy I'd throw into that mix as well.
Yeah, they all lock in. You're right. Jokic against Paul. Jokic kicks to Murray. Back to Jokic. Over Paul. The shot comes out. The Suns go the other way with it. Wide open look. It's hauled in by the Nuggets.
The defense there got away with a major lapse.
And that one is good.
Okay, good game plan. Start the second half. 3 of 4 so far from the field.
Suns leading by 13. And the layup is good. Bridges has got 10.
He has created some terrific opportunities for himself and really made the most of it.
Here's Murray. Whistle blows. Bucket is good. And now, yep, this will be a coach's challenge. We thought that might happen, triggering a review of the personal foul.
And I think when it comes to some of the more difficult calls to make, personal fouls can be tough. The action is so fast that it's really tough to catch everything in real time.
The wonders of technology, Greg. We've seen replay reviews so effectively, and involving the coaches by being able now to challenge like this is something a lot of people have been hoping for. And so the word is in. They've decided that the call stands as it was made on the floor.
And, you know, even if a coach still feels this wasn't the right call, you got to acknowledge the effort being put in to reviewing it, the double checking, and the game continues on.
Here's Mr. Perfect. And that'll be 2 free throws coming up. Officials on the call with the foul. The Suns have knocked down 8 of 9 free throw attempts. I'd say those numbers read pretty well. Both free throws good from Mr. Perfect.
And he's given them a good contribution at the line tonight, getting there a lot and delivering on his opportunities.
Barton, no luck. Suns leading by 15. There's the lob to the hoop, and it's slammed in by Bridges.
And how sweet a play was that?
As sweet as it gets, an exquisite pass to set up the powerful alley-oop dunk. Murray, the pass to Jokic. Wants to get it to Barton and does. And Barton throws it down.
Yeah, you can't leave people open around Jokic, and the offense is set up to have cutters and movement. They'll take advantage of the defense if they sleep.
Pass to Ayton. Here's Mr. Perfect. Barton defending. Nice D from Porter. And on our sideline, our reporter, David Aldridge.
Thank you, Kevin. The NBA continues to build international academies to develop prospects from other countries. Already, academy graduates are playing Division I college basketball. And before long, NBA players should start emerging from that pipeline. The league continues to reach out to find overlooked youngsters who have a gift and give them the opportunity. Guys?
Outstanding, David. Thank you. And the Suns call time here. Sharch is checked in for Mikal Bridges. A little under 2.5 minutes off the clock now here in the third.
And a story about Jamal Murray. He was doing 2-a-days for Team Canada, and the coach wanted him to rest, so he confiscates his sneakers, came back and found him working out barefoot.
Well, they might want to check his web browser because I believe he did a search for locked picks because they put bars on the door to keep him out of the gym, and he still might try to find a way in.
Inside, Booker lays it up off the glass. Booker's got 5 points now in the quarter.
How many times have we seen a possession like that from them today, ending with a basket coming off a pretty pass?
Here's Morris. He's gotten some minutes, but nothing on the board yet. And it's Jokic missing.
The defense ready for him on that possession. They had to be because he is so strong in the paint.
And it's good for 2.
I love the unselfishness, and coaches do as well.
Well, not just coach, but you can see it in the teammates, the way that they look at him. They appreciate it when he shares the ball like that.
And there's the pass to Millsap. Here's Dozier. He kicks to Morris. 6 on the shot clock. And contact on the shot, so he'll be shooting free throws here.
Oh, the officials are all over that one.
First trip to the line for him here.
And the free throw line was a problem spot for him in their last game. Really struggled up there.
Phoenix calls timeout. A big group substitution here for Phoenix. Frank Kaminsky, he's checked in for 8. Johnson comes in for Mr. Perfect. Kevin Porter's checked in for Booker. Mr. Perfect, he's checked in for the Suns. Paul comes in for Porter. 23 seconds left in the third quarter. Paul looking around. Pass to Mr. Perfect. It's rebounded by Hartenstein. Hartenstein's got 4 rebounds now tonight. Wide open look here for Murray, and he gets it to go from the corner. Murray's got 11 points here in just the second half. He got it up, and the last second attempt doesn't fall. And so it's Phoenix with a 19-point advantage heading into the next quarter. From the field, they have been outstanding, amazing shooting. That's what has them headed to a blowout. We'll return shortly. And it's time to bring up the State Farm assist of the game.
Just true artistry right there. I mean, great decision on where to go with the ball, and how about the perfect delivery?
Yeah, those are the kind of plays that you want to put on a canvas. Just beautiful basketball.
And there may not be a lot of drama down the stretch as we head into the fourth quarter, but stranger things have happened. And Denver will start the fourth quarter with Paul Millsap out there with Michael Porter. Then there's Monte Morris. Then there's Harris. And it's Hartenstein in at the 5.
Gives the team such a great element having a one guard who can get to the 10.
Certainly something every team wants to have.
Like to see that assertiveness, especially from the guy who's going to orchestrate your offense.
Here's Harris. It's tipped.
It's a +5 advantage for them in rebounding after that one.
Pass to Mr. Perfect. Good, and Paul gets the assist. And that's 19 points for Mr. Perfect.
It's just a master class when Chris Paul has the ball. Great at orchestrating the offense and right there finding his teammate.
Harris against Beverly. Harris, no good. Phoenix leading by 21. Here's Mr. Perfect. Good work defensively by Millsap.
Even if you're not shooting it, you like to see the effort level, and his tonight has been high.
Suns have gone 2 of 4 from the field since we started the final quarter of play. Porter with the steal. And here we go with Morris running it up the court. And it's going to be a goaltending call here, so they'll count the bucket.
Just barely too late, and catches it on the way down. He's already in the air there, committed, so can't fault him for going for the block.
Here's what Phoenix has got going on right now. Andre Ayton's checked in for Kaminsky. Mikal Bridges comes in for Johnson. And it's Booker in for Patrick Beverly. The shot's good from Paul.
Nice job catch and shoot there. Chris Paul making it look simple and caught the defense a little bit out of position.
Outside Millsap. On the wing, Porter. The 15-footer, and the jumper falls for him.
He's been accurate tonight. I think the best way for them to succeed is to get him more shots. Sounds simple, but it comes down to execution.
Kicks to Bridges, and another assist.
That makes 15 assists.
He's been one step ahead of the defense all game long. Outside Millsap. Just over 2.5 minutes played now here in the final quarter of regulation. Here's Morris. Another shot. Phoenix grabs the miss. Mr. Perfect's got his 4th rebound in this one.
And they've got a big lead, not just on the scoreboard, but really in the rebounding numbers as well. And defensively, guys, they've been unable to shut down the middle.
Outside Millsap. Goes up to the stripe. The rebound by Mr. Perfect. The Suns have gone 5 of 7 from the field since the beginning of the fourth. Strong work at that end of the floor. Bridges shot. Good.
Yeah, so far, the defense has not learned much from the lessons Mikel is teaching them.
Morris kicks to Harris. Over 3.5 minutes through the final quarter now. Porter finds Morris. 5 to shoot. Paul against Millsap. Over Paul. And they force the shot clock violation. Great D. Greg, your son's been drafted. You were drafted in the NBA. As you look back on the process that you went through and your son Cole has gone through, what are some of the flags? What are some of the things that stand out to you?
First and foremost, boy, how time flies. I mean, it wasn't
Yeah,
that long ago, at least
No
it feels
kidding.
like, that they were calling my name on draft night. But
91, right?
yeah.
91.
You know, every stage of life, though, has its joys. And listen, to play the game I love and now see him playing it at this level, it's truly a blessing. And in his case, he probably loves it even more. You know, he didn't grow up the way I did. He grew up just with a true love and passion for the game. So it's humbling and obviously something that I take great pride in.
You were taken out of UNLV, 1991, number 12 overall. Remember it like it was yesterday. Kaji, good.
Well, he's too good a finisher to blow that kind of chance, but that's going to be a wake-up call to the defense.
Oh, and down it goes, jamming that one home.
Oh, he is a highlight reel unto himself, guys.
That could be a contender for the dunk of the year, I think. They grabbed their own miss. It's good.
And pro move there. Finds a way to gain some separation against the much taller defender.
Yeah, I don't think he even sees a taller defender out there, just a gifted scorer.
Finished off the break.
Well, you have to be cautious when Barton is around there. He knows how to poke those balls loose and frustrate his man on the defensive end.
And stolen by Barton. And here comes Hampton leading the fast break. And a miss there on the triple. Suns leading by 22. Here's Mr. Perfect. Goes to the reverse layup and drops it in. Mr. Perfect's got 11 points here in just the second half. The Nuggets shooting at a decent 44% clip here.
And one team is just completely outclassing the other tonight. Spirited performance, and it really ignited what is turning out to be a monster win here for the Suns.
And this was one that never really was in doubt, I thought, an all-around dominant performance. And you kind of thought that maybe even going into the game.
Yeah, there was a sense of that, and man, they just pretty much blew them right out of the water. A clinic was put on display here today.
And on the year now, tonight's impending victory will push their win total to 47.
And their dominance continues, guys, as they sweep the season series 4 games to none.
And one of the key components to this victory, if not the biggest, was the incredible performance for Mr. Perfect.
Every time he shot it, it seemed like it was going to drop in. And if it didn't, everyone was surprised.
Great energy on the deflection and a good job disrupting their offense.
Yeah, appreciate the work right now on the defensive end.
Kaminsky, he's checked in for 8. And Denver also making a switch. Dozier's checked in.
Clearly, he's one of the best there is in the business when it comes to making that lead pass.
This has been a one-sided affair.
Yeah, they've done a nice job of extending their lead and maintaining that intensity level.
Nice ball movement by Phoenix. Astenaji. Over to the left wing. Shot clock at 6. Hampton misses. And so it's Phoenix easily grabbing this one. It was a tale of two teams tonight. One that was in total control, operating flawlessly, and the other just searching for answers that they could never find.
I mean, the energy here is just so tremendous. Fans involved from the get-go, and once they started to really pour it on, it was fun to see that rhythm and flow from their perspective.
And that about wraps it up. For Brent Barry, Greg Anthony, and David Aldridge, this is Kevin.